left behind or choosing to leave others behind? Is that really part of our ascension? Or are we being led down a path thinking that we're making those choices ourselves, that we're rising above? That's a good question. Are we rising above? Are we really? Hi, I'm CiCi with Wise Woman Evolving, and welcome. Let's explore that just a little bit today. I'm not going to make this long, but it's something that I see coming up more and more. And a friend just texted with some information, and it kind of started to go along those lines. And it made me wonder, I hear often, you can see it on YouTube videos, people are talking about it. Oh, it's ascension symptoms. People are getting left behind. We're making different choices. Yes, I get that. Trust me. And as we work to raise our consciousness and strive to raise our consciousness higher and higher, following our hearts where spirit is leading us, and then we turn around and we see our neighbors, our friends, our family members that maybe aren't getting it, or they completely don't want to get it. They want to do something that they want to do, and they don't want to think about the consequences. They don't want to know the issues with those choices, etc., whatever they may be. And then we decide, I don't resonate with them anymore. I don't think I want to hang out with them any longer. Or let me separate myself from them because that's not good for me. Well, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And we do have to learn to set healthy boundaries. I'm not speaking against that, because I think learning to and following through with setting healthy boundaries is really important for our own growth and for the sake of others. However, that has to be where it is truly good for your higher self. And so when we set those healthy boundaries, we have to ask ourselves, is this hurting me? Is it hurting others? Do I need to set a boundary? Is that boundary hurting myself? Is it hurting others? And we make the decision from there. And we have to look deeper. All those around. If it's truly for your highest good, it'll truly be for everyone's highest good. And that's when it's okay. However, we have to remember things like compassion and being human and being warm beings, living, loving, compassionate spiritual beings with those we don't always get along with. And if it's family or if they've been lifelong friends, we do need to ask ourselves, is it really in everyone's best interest for me to leave them behind or choose to get left behind? There's something to be said for the love of family. Truly, I get it. They have to earn it. They have to earn our respect and our wanting to be with them. We have to earn that from our family members as well, and friends, etc. However, what is being given up when you choose to walk away? Is it something that perhaps would be worth some deeper conversations where both or all parties are willing to have those deep conversations? Sometimes people just aren't ready for them. And so we have to love them from afar, and that has to be okay. But do we just march off and say, oh, you still think that way and you don't get it, so I'm going to leave you behind? Is that really growth? What if they're struggling and going through something and they're not ready to learn about things or hear things or hear truths that are happening in the world today? What if they have their plate full and they can't quite sort it out yet? Does it then become our responsibility? Maybe not to drag them along forever and ever, but what about trying to gently lead them here and there. And if they don't want to hear it, that's okay too. Do we give up the entire friendship or relationship just for that? Are there other areas that we still really enjoy each other's company in, or talking about? Sometimes the relationship just truly drops because we do kind of separate into two separate worlds. And that can be part of life, unfortunately. If it's a family member that you truly love and you know that they truly love you, do you want to leave just because of one little disagreement? Or perhaps you see a hot topic very differently. Maybe instead you can learn to agree, or you can begin to agree to disagree. If someone else doesn't have the same viewpoint or belief system as you, even when it's a hot topic, is it going to harm your safety? Is it going to harm their safety to stay in the relationship? Their choices, you may feel like, harmed their safety or someone else's, but is it something that you can continue to love them through? Sometimes that does require loving them from afar. But what else are you giving up? Maybe you learn to not discuss certain topics because you still want the relationship. Who else is going to love and support you truly through everything, like family? And yes, I know some family members absolutely won't. They want to just flush down the toilet with everybody else if you don't agree with what they want to believe. So we have to learn to look at things from a broader perspective and not just throw things in the trash, discard relationships willy-nilly because it's not exactly the way we want it. It can be real tough. It can be real painful. It can be real painful to accept staying in a relationship for the bigger value, even when there are some things that we disagree on. Do we throw a friendship away just because of one difference of opinion? Do we throw spending time together as a family because of one incident? What we need to really look at is patterns. Because I believe right now more than ever, the world needs a sense of community. Not just everybody believe the exact same, because then we become robots again maybe on a different level, but it's being robots is still being robots. And do we really want that for ourselves? Or are we willing to accept that variety can sometimes be the spice of life? Sometimes it's better to love and have compassion and wait for someone to catch up, or wait for ourselves to catch up before we just, dismiss it all completely and give away all our relationships. So we have to remember, is there a plan to separate? There has been for a lot of years. How does that come? It comes in many, many, many different forms. We need to be able to discern, go into the heart space and figure out, is that really what I want long term for myself and my family and my friends? Thank you for joining me. I know that we can't cover everything in just a few minutes here, but I welcome you to join me on the channel, Wise Woman Evolving. And again, I'm CiCi. I do have a free 49-page ebook. Click in the description for more information there. And I hope you connect with me again soon. Until then, be well and love.